welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week of November 22nd to the 28th. Okay, let's get started for Libra. We're going to cut this white light oracle and take a card, and we're going to save it for the end of the reading. Okay, so let's move in here to the moon deck to see what are the guiding messages and major themes for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising as they move through their week for Libra. Oh, everyone's getting so many of these. Okay, we'll take them all. Why not? Why not? Let's go nuts. Okay, Libra. We've got you are good enough. It's time to take action. A time to give rather than take. Interesting to consider while you give action or while you take action. Don't let your past hold you back. The end of a tough cycle approaches and communication is key. Okay, so communication is key as you approach the end of a tough cycle. And it's a time to give rather than take, but it is the time to take action. So it might not be the time to take action in a giving or in a taking way, but more of a giving way. So I feel like you're being called to generosity here. You're being called to remember that you're good enough and that you have enough. You're good enough, you have enough. There's always enough, and I feel like you're being guided to generous acts here of giving nature. You are good enough here. Don't let your past hold you back. So perhaps there are some perceptions from the past that are holding you back from feeling like you are good enough. And on the bottom of the deck, we see the answers you need are coming. So some form of answers are coming in here to resolve and end a tough cycle for a Libra. And it's going to be a time to be very generous. You're going to feel like you want to take action towards generosity. I feel like that offering of generosity is also going to be done in a way that you're going to sort of give of yourself. You know, like it's like you're going to be open and receptive to others, to give, right? Like to be generous of others, almost letting your guard down in a way. And communication is key. So I feel like there's going to be some important words related to this moment or moments that are sort of reaching the end of a cycle, right? Like you're sort of coming close to reaching the end of the cycle, and all the answers you need are coming, Libra. So that's really interesting. What is the supporting guidance here for Libra as they move through their week towards receiving these answers and ending a tough cycle, something that was difficult, not letting their past hold them back? Okay, Libra here, I see pleasure in such a beautiful image here at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like the supporting energy for you is one that's going to involve you feeling a sense of pleasure. You're going to be feeling light and this inner peace, right? This inner peace will dwell within you. Maybe that will be how this end of a tough cycle is reached. And I feel like there's great potential here. In the sense of where you could find yourself next, you know, like I feel like as this cycle closes, the potential of what you've gained from this cycle it has an immense potential to lead you to something in the future that I feel is really going to secure this feeling of inner peace and pleasure. So I feel like Libra is stepping in. They're taking action in a different way. They're looking to give rather than to receive. They're being reminded that they're good enough and to not let the past hold them back. Communication is going to be key. The answers are coming as you approach the end of this tough cycle. Really interesting. Okay, let's jump into the tarot cards and see if we can get some more information, fill in the blanks, if you will. So what's going on here for our Libra friends? Okay, Libra. Let's see. Okay, High Priestess featuring right away with the Ace of Cups. So, you know, that says to me that there is a new start that you don't feel completely sure about. You don't completely feel sure about something new beginning. This new beginning is creating an obstacle for you, which sounds funny, but it's almost like it could be that it's time to take action indeed. We see the Chariot. It is really time to take action, and it's time to make a choice, and it's time to do something here. It is time to have some movement in a situation that you feel intuitively will not have a new beginning. This is really interesting. As something is coming to a conclusion, I feel like there is a new beginning on the table, but somehow that new beginning is creating an obstacle to you sort of understanding. Maybe that's why the answers are coming. Yeah, it's not clear to you. It's not clear to you how this new start, how by taking a fresh approach, it's almost like that's what it's like your emotions are saying, hey, let's start over. Let's not let the past hold us back. Let's start over. And yet I feel like your intuition is saying, no, go after something else. It's time to take action in a different way. This is really interesting, Libra. I feel like you're at a crossroads. You're at a crossroads, and your heart and your gut are telling you two different things about which way to go. And at the root of this is this Ten of Cups. So it's like you're wanting to feel emotionally like you have created a solid foundation of being content and having this happily ever after. And it's almost like this feeling, it almost feels like it's what's driving this reading. So what's driving this reading is this idea of, I think, maybe family for some Libras, because of the image in the card of this version of the tarot cards. I feel like this Ten of Cups is not just about feeling emotionally content as an individual, but the idea of feeling emotionally content and that idea of pleasure and inner peace within a family. So this idea of family is creating this need to look at something and make a choice about whether or not you're going to listen to your intuition, or this sort of starting over again with this Ace of Cups, like this new path. And I don't know. It's interesting, Libra. It almost feels like this crossroads. I'm sort of feeling like you are waiting on some answers to come in here. But look at what I just noticed right behind this is it says a new start, which is your Ace of Cups. So, you know, I almost feel like the crossroads is, do you stay with the stable family unit or do you start over? I'm sorry, Libra, but I feel like that's what's on your mind is, do I stick around in this family dynamic, or do I choose with that Chariot card to get some distance and go with this new start, which was hiding under the bottom of this card on the bottom of the deck? The answers are coming. A new start is coming. Wow. And even the way they're written, look at that. Libra, I think for some of you, this is going to involve a new start. I'm leaving these cards out. For some of you, it's going to involve a new start. For some of you, you're going to opt to stay in this family unit. It's going to be up to you. You're either going to go on your own or start fresh, or sorry, stay where you are or start fresh. Now, in the past, we see the Sun. In the upcoming future, we see the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like you've been moving into a very positive light for some time now. And don't let your past hold you back. And the interesting thing is, in the past I see the sun, so I don't feel like anything in the past was as bad as you thought it was. I think things were better than you thought they were, Libra. I think maybe the way you remember things is that your past was really bad, but actually your past was full of fortune and happy moments that I feel like you're dismissing for some reason. It's really interesting. And this reminder that you're good enough, Libra, it's almost like you've forgotten that you're really, really together, and that like you've done a good job here. I feel like Libra is maybe being hard on themselves and remembering the past in a way that's not balanced. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Now, your inner dialogue is this Knight of Wands, which is sort of this energy coming in to say, hey, we have to develop something new, which again goes with this idea of the new start, which is why I think that your heart and mind are sort of like, go for the new start. But it's almost like your intuition is saying something else, or vice versa. You've got opposing forces here. You're at a crossroads. You're at a crossroads, Libra. You're at a crossroads. And this Knight of Wands is this energy in your inner dialogue saying, let's develop something new. Let's lead something new. We need time to develop something brand new for ourselves here. We don't want to follow along with something that's not bringing us pleasure, right? Something that's not bringing us inner peace. We see the potential here to develop something new. And that's why I'm saying you're at a crossroads, because on one hand, you have this secure 10 of Cups situation with the family and the resources and everything's locked in and you're really solid. And then this other side of you is like, I want to start over. I want to Ace of Cups, a Knight of Wands, a Chariot, High Priestess. Let's get out of here. It's interesting. It's interesting. You're at a very interesting crossroads. And it's interesting. You feel there is some deception at foot here, or you're deceiving yourself. It's one of the two. Seven of Swords here as your outer expression, which says to me, it's almost like you're trying to get away with something. I can't help but feel like Libra wants to exit. Libra wants to just exit wherever they are right now, and something's holding them back. And again, this was not a popular sort of theme in last week's Libra reading. It did seem to trigger some people that maybe it was the deep connection to a Capricorn that was holding them back, and that Libra would have rather sort of had a new start, but they have a very deep connection to a Capricorn, and as a result, that's holding them back. And I mean, this Nine of Pentacles isn't Capricorn, but it is Earth energy, and Capricorn is the 2, 3, 4 of Pentacles. This is Virgo. This is a Virgo energy. And it's interesting, though. Like, I feel like your outer expression is almost either lying to yourself, like you're sort of denying the truth to yourself, or you want to sort of just flee. You want to just sort of get away with something so that you don't have to explain it to anyone, It's interesting. Yeah, you're really wanting to see something shift. Your hopes and fears are sort of sitting on this Magician card, which suggests to me that you are looking for a new start, and you want to formulate it and manifest it and create it to look differently than what you're sitting in now. And that you see the great potential here. You see a great potential here, but at the same time, you're at that crossroads and you're not sure what to do. And look at you got the Hierophant for the final outcome here, which says to me that you're going to go the more conventional route. I feel like that says that in this reading, we started with the High Priestess and we're ending with the Hierophant, which says to me you're going to go from maybe really, really listening to the divine connection that you have and tuning into your own personal journey. And you're sort of, it almost feels like it gets watered down to the point where you end up sort of going along with something more conventional than what you had in mind in the first place. Not that the Hierophant is watered down, but I mean in the sense of like the journey that takes place here. It feels like it starts off with one form of spirituality, but then at that crossroads, I feel like you're going to take the road that's most conventional, that you're going to take the conventional road, not the road maybe that has sort of the most unknowns. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you're going to opt for the path that you shift only in your mind, right? That you're going to shift in your mind about something. I feel like you're going to see that communication is going to be key, and you're going to shift mentally to accommodate that communication instead of taking this Ace of Cups path new. You know what I mean? I think you're going to go for a new path in terms of how you communicate and think about this situation that you're currently in. I think Libra is going to opt to stick with the family, not go off on their own. Yeah. Even if you're staying there for a Capricorn, and as I say that, look at what I see. 2 of Pentacles. There's your Capricorn. You're going to end up choosing the path that allows you to stay with the Capricorn. And then behind that 2 of Pentacles, we see the 2 of Cups. You love this Capricorn. You really do. This last week, we saw that the Capricorn could have been a child or the father of the child. And this week, I'm sort of still feeling similar feelings that whoever this Capricorn is, you love them. That you've attached a lot of meaning to this Capricorn. 2 2s here. And this Ace of Swords. I think Libra's going to choose to stay with the Capricorn. I love that I'm making predictions now. It's fun. But honestly, I'm just reading what's coming up in my feeling and in the cards, and it feels to me like Libra is really attached to this Capricorn. And even though it's got its ups and downs, as you can see in the water behind here, there's ups and downs in dealing with this Capricorn. Something about severing that connection, you're not on with it. You're just not on with it. And you love them. You love them at the end of the day. Even if they are demanding you to change how you communicate with them. There is joy here. You're at a crossroads, I feel, because a part of you just would rather sneak off and just end this because you're not feeling the inner peace and pleasure so much. But the answers are coming. The answers are coming. And I feel like they're coming in the form of this new way of communicating. And I know it triggered some people last week, but I think you're going to stick with this Capricorn that you love. Okay, before we go, let's see what was your Oracle card. Epsilon Modulation. Okay, this is a new deck for me, so I'm going to read to you from the guidebook. Card 28. Messages in this book are always just so beautifully written. Okay, so your final message says, gather your energies and go within to regenerate. Let your actions match the inner rhythms rather than trying to force yourself to keep pace with external cues. Commit to your own natural timing and pace. As you ground and connect to your center, you will release your spiritual power to be at cause in any situation of concern. You will release your spiritual power to be at cause in any situation of concern. You have such goodness and light within. Let go of shaming and blaming. Embrace spiritual beauty within. Reaching inspired spiritual heights requires a commitment to developing powerful, deep roots. This is really interesting, Libra. Allow the flash of stunning insight that happens the instant of purification and preparation. There is genius in practice and preservation. When we immerse ourselves in the sacred feminine wisdom, we allow ourselves to not know what is coming next, to not need to have the entire picture before we trust things are going to work out. Yeah. We shift from ego to soul, and in doing so can embody the divine potential. Yeah. This oracle asks you to trust in what is happening in your life. It doesn't need to make sense in order for you to benefit from it. Wow, Libra. That's so interesting. That is so interesting. And I feel like it resonates with respect to you being at this crossroads. And there's a part of you that just wants to flee. And I think it's an expression of the way it feels right now. That you feel like you have to take action towards something. But I almost feel like the advice you're getting here, the guidance you're getting here is to just be uncomfortable, or to be to be uncomfortable, to be comfortable with the unknown, to embrace the unknown and to trust. Wow, I'm going to leave it at that for you, Libra. Thank you so much for joining me. If this reading has resonated and you would like a personal reading, you can find my email in the description below. And as always, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and watching. And we'll see you again very soon for another reading. Sending you lots of love and light, my friends. Take care.